Okay. So today we'll see exception. So as of now, we have completed iterators, lambda functions. So today we'll see exception, and then in morning I will try to complete list comprehension, and then after I will give a complete 2 hour session on OOPS, OOPS concept, OOPS Python. So tomorrow, tomorrow I will try to complete this level 2 completely. So maybe on Sunday we'll work on project. So let's see. So let's start with the concept called error and exception. So every programming language, this is the one concept in every programming language. The concept is called error and exception. Even though if you like even though any of concept, let's suppose if you're talking about the programming language called Java, Scala, Kotlin, so there is concept like a error and exception. So in let's suppose I'm talking about the Java. So there is a little bit different concept of error and exception. So there in Java the error is called like a error means error is called like a system generated error that cannot be recoverable. Okay, but exception is called like a programmer mistake that can be recoverable, recoverable. But here the different is the definition is a little bit different. Def- Definition is little bit different. So we can see here mainly we can see here in one word we can in one word we can call only error, but in error further it's divided into the further it's divides into two parts. One is called syntax error, one is called syntax error, and another one is called exception. Another one is called exception. One is called syntax error, another one is called exception. So mute yourself. So one is called syntax error and another one is called exceptions. So let's see what is error. What is error? Error means like let's suppose you do any sometimes you do any mistakes, programmatic mistake, like whatever a compiler. So there is already some set of rules is defined for writing your code. There is a set of rules is defined for writing the code. So somehow if you are not following that rules, so compiler will not accept your code. Whatever you are trying to giving the instruction to compiler, they it will not accept your instruction. So it gives some error. So that error may be syntax error or exception. So errors basically divide into two parts. One is a syntax error and another one is exception. One is a syntax error, another one is exception. So let's see here. Syntax error may be sometimes called parsing errors, or sometimes calls make a type of type means type mistake error, typing mistake error. Some syntax error means generally called parsing error or typing mistake here. So let's I want to give one examples here. Let's suppose I want to write here print, okay, and then I want to write here hi, printing mistake, hi, printing mistake. So you can see here, you can see here, you can see here syntax error. You can see here syntax error. What is the error? Missing parenthesis is called to print. Did you mean print hi? That means you want to write this one. So you can see here this is the syntax error. This is the syntax error. So it's called like a print type, print typo error mistake, print typo mistake. Sometimes we'll do some mistakes, like let's suppose for loop type mistake. Let's suppose for loop type of mistake. So let's suppose I want to write here for, then I, and I'm taking some data from list. Okay, this list is 120, sometimes 120, let's suppose 34. Okay, and then I want to write here print I. So once I execute, you can see here this is also syntax error, invalid syntax, invalid syntax. That means that means for loop syntax is not valid. That means whatever, because we have already, so compiler also designed by human beings. Okay, we as a developers, we can design compiler also, interpreter also. Okay, so firstly we have already suggested to interpreter you can accept only this kind of coding also. If one developers try to write this kind of practice, so this is the standard of the practice that developer should follow. So if the developer is not writing this kind of a standard code, so you can throw some error. You can throw some error. You can throw some error. So that's why that interpreter here gives some syntax error. This is the invalid syntax. This is the invalid syntax, because generally, what should I do here? What should I do here? Then what should I do here? Tell me. Then after I have to write here print, and then I. So you can see here. So if I miss that, so you can see here this is the invalid syntax. This is the invalid syntax. Even though while a statement spelling is wrong, sometimes if you are writing some, let's suppose while a statement spelling wrong, let's say is wrong, let's suppose I want to create one input function. I'm taking input. So what the input function does, like a input function take input from command line. Okay, let's suppose I want to take input, enter enter a number, enter a number, right? Sorry, enter a number. I want to write enter a number, and then after I want to write here some line of codes. Let's suppose in case of while I write wrong spelling, while x module 2 equal 0 equal 0, then let's suppose equal 0, then I want to print you have entered an even number. You have entered an even number. You have entered an even number, right? Then after else, then after I want to write here else it's given here. Let's suppose some, this is not a right indentation. Else, then I want to print here. I want to print here. You have entered an odd number. You have entered an odd number. You have entered an odd number, right? You have entered an odd number. So you can see here. So there is indentation error also. Okay. So let's suppose it should be. So while is actually while is not. So it should give invalid syntax. So you can see here. Right. While unexpected. This one is right. Why it's not? No, no, right. Let me complete. There is yeah. Now it's fine. Okay. So I want to write here. Let's suppose instead of while I write here something wrong. Okay. So usually it should give some wrong statement. One second. The kernel is basic. One second. Should I try this line of codes from different? I want to start one second. Different place. So you can see here, this is the invalid syntax. You can see here, this is the invalid syntax, right? So you can see here, this is invalid syntax. That means instead of invalid syntax, so this is the syntax error also, because we are doing a spelling mistake. We are doing a spelling mistake. Now it's work. Now it will work. Now it will work. Got it? Got it. So so this is called error. Error means like a error basically called typing errors or syntax error. So errors here basically in errors we have but two things. One is syntax error and another one is exception. Another one is called exception. So apart from syntax error and typing errors, typing mistake, spelling mistake, exception. All are exception. So let's see here. Let's see here. One second. Next one is exception. Next one is exception. So exceptions means let's open that documents also. So exception means you can see here. Exceptions means if a statement or exception is syntactic if a statement or expression is syntax wise may be correct or it may cause an error when an attempt is made to execute it. Like sometimes, let's suppose on the time of executions, let's suppose they are trying to execute, or that it finds something wrong wrong execution. So you can say here error detected during execution are called exception. So one word you can say here, errors when detect during the execution is called exception. So exceptions means abnormal flow. Let's suppose sometimes you want to execute so you want to execute 1 by 0, 1 by 0. So syntax wise it wrong, right. Syntax wise it is right, because you are trying to divide one integer to another integer. So syntax wise it's right, but mathematically it wrongs. Okay, right. I think this kernel is not responding. Let me work on here. 1 divide 0. So you can see here division by 0. So this is the 0 division error. So this is exactly exception. So error further divided into two parts. One is syntax error, another one is exception. So exceptions means like a exception means whenever you are trying to execute your statement, so errors detect during execution of that times, it's called exceptions, right? So syntax error and typing error, except then syntax error and typing error, all errors called exception. Got it? Got it. So let's suppose I want to give some. Let's suppose I want to add 4 plus a plus 3. 4 plus a plus 3. So you can see here, this is the name error. So name error is also exception. Name error is also exception. This is the name error. That means we can, syntax wise is fine, but we cannot internally add 4 plus a plus 3. So this is called exception. Even though sometime type error, we have a type error also. Type error. So you can see here, let's suppose I want to add with 2 plus 2, which is in string, and another 2 number. So you can see here, type error can only concatenates a string, not int to string. So you can see here, this is the type error. Got it? Got it. So if you want, you can see here, we have a 0 division name error, type error. If you want, I want to share that link also. You can go through with that link more. So you can see here, what is exception? Exceptions must be instance class derived base exceptions. So let me I will describe try and catch. Okay, but I will describe try catch. So you can go through with that. What is blocking error, file exist error, permission error. Okay, so let me try with the user defined exception, which is main exception. I want to write here code of user define error. So what is the user defined, exception? Exception. Technically we'll call exception, not error. User defined exception. So how can we define our own exception? So for defining an exception, let's suppose in another programming language we have a try and catch block. So in what, let's suppose I want to define one function sqrt. Let's suppose we have one function called sqrt. I want to define sqrt function. Okay, and taking the parameter x. Okay, and I want to write here some codes print, which is taking x multiply power 0.5, that means under root. 0.5 means under root, and then I want to execute. I want to. So this is I want to print. Okay. So let's see, I write here sqrt, I'm trying to passing here 5. So you can see here square root of 5 is 2.2. I want to call this sqrt, okay, and I'm trying to pass here 9. So a square root of 9 is 3.0. I want to call the sqrt, and then I'm trying to pass here. I'm trying to pass here a v. So it will work or not? So you can see here, this is the type error. This is the type error. You can say here type error, unsupported operand types for loop, power, and str float. So I don't want to show this kind of error to a user, because let's suppose sometimes end user is filling some application. Okay, so we cannot directly throw this kind of system generated error. I want to show my own exception. I want to show my one exception. So how can we so accept? So you can see here, once we are passing away, it is directly control through and give some error. So I don't want to terminate our control. I want to accept that control. Okay. So I want to I want to catch that exception. So wherever we are let's suppose we are feeling like here maybe some exception will be through. So that statement we can put into the try block. That statement we can put into the try block. So we can see here, we have a def square root x, I want to I want to put the so I have to put this statement into the try block. Which one? Try block. So try a statement, I have to put this, and then let me try a statement. So try a statement means whenever you are writing try a statement, you have to write another block also, that is called accept. That is called accept. So you have to write accept. You have to write accept, and in this accept you can pass your own message, own exception. So you can pass here, enter please enter positive int or float value. Please enter positive int or float values. So you can see here, earlier I'm trying to pass here avi, which is not an integer or float value. So it directly terminate, control directly terminate and give some type error, unsupported operand. So end user, maybe they will not understood like what exception is here. But if you are giving some business message, some message which is relevant that user can easily understand, so that would be fine without terminating your control. So you can see here, once anybody will, apart from that number, once anybody pass like any string values, another value, so control comes here. Control will first it will check if it was right, so control will be never come here. Okay, if you are apart from, if any activity you are performing wrong, so control will be come here and it will be give some suggestion. So whatever accept values, accept that means exception you are trying to print here, it will be give here. So let me execute this line of codes. I want to execute sqrt. So yeah, it's fine. I want to execute 9, it's fine. I want to execute sqrt ab. So you can see here, please enter a positive int or float value. So which one is better? Which one is better? So for like let's suppose we are maintaining our own exception is better, or that was better? Guys, tell me. Yeah, try and accept, try and accept is best. Yeah, so we can see here. Yeah, good. So we can see here instead, so whenever you feel like you you get like hey, this statement maybe throw some exception, you are worry about that statement. Let's suppose you want to know like x which will be so you are already, I'm trying to throw exceptionally, even though I'm trying to throw these exceptions like it gives some uh, user friendly message, user friendly message. Got it? Got it? Right. Let's suppose I want to next one is, let's suppose I want to write here, one second. I want to write here, let's suppose, link user defined exception message with the built-in error codes. I want to link user defined exception message with the built-in error codes. No. So built-in error code was, what was that built-in error codes? I want to know. So instead of this is, I want to this error also, and then built-in error also, and then my own error also, my own exception also. So how can we do that? I have instead of so let me summarize here. Okay, coming to the code. Let's suppose I want to am I audible now? Am I audible? So okay.
Yeah,
So def I want to describe do the definition of concept def sqrt, and then passing the parameter x, and then taking the condition if x is greater than 0, x is greater than 0, then I want to range. There is a one syntax called range. I want to range what kind of exception, I want to raise. Name error. I want to raise name error. This is so what is the goal is I want to link user defined exception message with the built-in error codes. Got it? I want to build a link user defined exception like a what this is my I want to this is my user defined exception. This is a user defined exception. This is called user defined exception. Please enter. Please enter. Please enter positive numeric positive numeric values. Please enter a positive numeric value. So this is user defined exception. So I want to link a user defined exception with the built-in error, with the built-in error. So we can do that in this way. Else let's suppose else I want to print x 5.0. So we can see here, this is the condition. If x is greater than 0, x is greater than x is less than 0. I'm trying to pass here SQRT passing here 9. So 9 is less than 0. 9 is less than 0 or 9 is less than 0. 9 is less than 0. Is it right or wrong? No. So it will not come here and directly goes to the else exception, and in else we can sorry 5.0 I write here. God, sorry 0.5. Okay. So we can see here this is output 3.0 is the output. But instead of SQRT 9, I want to write here some negative number. So minus 9 is less than 0. So the statement will be true and control comes here, and it will raise built-in error then and then user defined exception also. So this is a built-in error. I want to raise name error. Okay, I want to raise name error. So what is the name error? It will show like this is the name error, and then I want to pass my own values also. So it will completely give some line of codes. You can see here. So it will be also help out sometimes, because it throws like it gives like what things we are doing wrong. It gives completely. Here you are trying to give a -9. It shows this arrow like shows like even though please enter a positive numeric number, but you are trying to give your negative number. So that's why error is giving. So it is also a right way to manage your exception. To
One
manage
more
your
clarification that here, I mean, in Python 2, we have that numeric value to show that error. Some numeric value is there.
sorry, what are you trying to say?
No, you were mentioning in that program raise, right? That it's going to be raise some error. That in the error, can we mention like any error code? I mean,
Yeah,
anything. Yeah.
yeah. Instead of name error, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see here name. Then we have another type of error, non-directory error, not implemented error. You can check with range. You can check here what is range. What is the so range? Once you click here range. Okay, sorry. Range. I have to check with some function also. I think I have to call on any error objects. That's why it will be give that way. So once you can see here, like even though let's suppose you want to raise another error. Let's suppose you want to raise some different error type or something. So you can see here. I want to raise a type error. I want to raise a type error. So let me raise here type error. So it gives like a type error. Got it? Lakshmi Priya.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's not necessary you can give any error. Like I'm saying that you want to merge your exception with the built-in error. So built-in error may be type error, name error, syntax error, any error you can merge. Let's suppose you want to write here some syntax. Okay, so you can write here syntax error, syntax warning. So you can write syntax error also. So you can see here, sorry, once I execute this. So you can see here in syntax error, it will be give some files also. Here, so this is the arrange syntax error. I want to check, you have to check syntax. Got it? Got it? Lakshmi, got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So next one is list comprehension. Next one is list comprehension. So we can see here list comprehension. So hope you all can join tomorrow. So tomorrow it's a very important session. I will try to complete OOPS concept. Okay, so this is 2 hour session 6 to 8. Kindly attend that session. Got it? 6 to 8, so that we can easily move to that our project, and so that I can do one thing for you guys. That I can start in morning machine learning session, and in evening level 3 will be parallel. So you can attend level 3 and morning you can attend machine learning. So that we will complete that course within 3 months. So tomorrow morning time 6 to 8. 6 to 8 is our session time. 6 to 8 I will start OOPS concept. Yeah. So please manage your time. Actually, I'm also managing, so you should manage your time. Yeah. OOPS concept is I will try to cover. So let's start with here. Okay. Yeah. So let's start with list comprehension. So what is the list comprehension? So list comprehension is a simple way to define a create list in Python. Create a list in Python. Let's suppose I want to write some mathematics. Let's suppose in mathematics, the square number of natural numbers are, how can we write here? Like sometimes I have to write here x square belongs x square, which then I write here generally x belongs to n on the set of complex integer x comma y, and x belongs to z and y belongs to z. So this kind of activity I want to perform using list. How can we do that? Like let's suppose I want to work with x square, and I have to like x which is belongs to n number. So how can we do that? So so author of the Python prefers list comprehension and does not like lambda function. So which one is the better? We have a lambda function also and the list comprehension also. But generally Goethe van Rossum prefers list comprehension, not lambda function. So I will describe it tomorrow. Why he prefers list comprehension, does not lambda function. Then list comprehension is complete substitute of the lambda function as well as function map filter and reduce. So we'll see first 30 minutes in morning. We'll see this concept also. Find a square for each list. Let me try to describe here little bit. A underscore list is equals to list. I'm trying to find some list values. We have a one list. I want to find here a square. So we have a for loop. We can easily get it and find the squares of that values and put into the list. Then we have a we have a lambda function. We have a lambda function. But third approach is using list comprehension. How can we do that? How can we do that using list comprehension? So let's suppose I want to create here. So how can we write this list comprehension? This is the way of writing a list comprehension. This is our mathematical way. Let's suppose I want to write here x square. I want to find x square. X belongs to all natural number. So for this pipe, I have to write for, or for or belongs, I have to write in. So this statement I want to write here x square, where x for x belongs to n. So how can you write in your list? You can write x square. So you can write here x square. Okay, let me copy this line of codes here. I want to see. Actually, my office hour is going on 12:39. So sorry. So let skip M. So as I describe here, for pipe you have to write for, and for belong to you have to write in. Okay. So I want to write x square. How can you write x square in code? X square. Okay. For pipe you have to write. I have to write this x square where x belongs to n. So for pipe you can write code is 4. 4. You can write 4. Then what is next? X is next. Then for belong, what should you can write here? In. Then natural number. Natural number means, let's suppose we have some list. Okay, so let me create here. So this is then all natural number. Then you can write here all, or you can write here some list. Okay. So let me put this is into the code. I want to create one list here, a underscore list, which hold some values 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to get a square of each items. I want to get a square of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is our list. How can we can do that? We have a one as, let's suppose how can I write here? I have to create one list which holds the values, this one x square, that is x square. So how can I write here x square, x square. Then for pipe you can write here 4, and then x, and then for all belongs you can write here it, and then you have to pass natural numbers. That means you can pass any list, any sequence you can pass. So let's suppose I want to pass here a underscore list. Okay, and then you can store in, a square underscore -1. So you can see here, I want to print here a square underscore -1. So this is the another way. This is the substitution of lambda expression. This is the substitution of lambda expression. So previously, how can you write here? Let's suppose I have let me describe actually. Yeah, let me describe here. Let's suppose I have a underscore list. I want to create here a underscore list, which contains some list, and then some range. Let's suppose I want to take here range is 10, then 20, then 10 to 30. I want to write 10 to 30, and then a step will be 3. A step will be 3. So what is the values of a underscore list? 10, 13, 60, 90, 22, 50, 28. I want to a square of these each elements. So we have a normal list. We can find out the square. How can we do that? How can we do that? First, we can create using for loop. Let's suppose I want to create here a squares. There is one empty list. I have to create first, and I have to write a for loop. Then in, and let's suppose I want to take here a underscore list, so that I can easily iterate, and whatever a square I want to whatever I will get, I want to append with this empty square list. Empty square list. Got it? Got it? Then a square list after the doing a square. Got it? So let's suppose I want to know the values of squares. I want to know the values of a square. So you can see here the values of a square is 10 square 100, 13 square 169, 16 square 256, 19 square 369, 22 484, 25 625, 28 724. Same things we can, even though in previous session I have already described. I don't want to describe, but let's see. I can describe once more. Okay, so same things we can use through the lambda expression also. So how can we do using lambda expression? Tell me here. Tell me guys. I have already described lambda expression using lambda function. Tell me. Yes, tell me. Lakshmipriya, tell me what should I write here? Tell me line of codes. Tell me line of codes, Lakshmipriya.
Any value, I mean any variable name, or otherwise x equal to.
I don't want to. You have to give, yeah, any variable's name. Okay, let's suppose I write here a square 3 is equals to, then tell me what should I write? Lambda
Lambda a underscore list.
Lambda a
underscore list.
A underscore. Okay, lambda a underscore list. I write here. Okay. Then actually, have you come? Yeah. Yes,
colon.
tell me.
Yeah. A underscore list colon I into 2.
Hey, Lakshmipriya, you are giving wrong. What is the? Even I want to know. First of all, I have to put a map function here. Okay. Remember, please, I describe in only a study session. You should actually, you can see here how you can write your map function. I want to map. You can see here. Have you remembered? I describe only on a study session. You should do some practice. So you have to write, let's suppose, map, and in this map you can pass the function. That function should be lambda function. So how?
Lambda.
What is the syntax of lambda function? Syntax of lambda function. Tell me. Syntax of lambda function is, you have to write one keyword, lambda keyword, then you have to pass arguments, then you have to pass colon, then you have to write an expression. This is the syntax. So, and what is the syntax of map function? So map function take two arguments. One is lambda function, another one is iterables. So what is function? So function is lambda function should be lambda function. So lambda function means you have to write, how can you write lambda function? You have to write lambda keywords, then pass arguments. Let's suppose I'm taking one argument, which is here in our for loop, in our normal for loop. Even though you can work with the normal def square also, def normal function also, x, then syntax would be expression. So what is our return? What is the normal function? Tell me why you are stuck in you. You can say here, let's suppose I want to find out a square. So what? How can you find out a square? Let's suppose a square under root 2. So you have to create a def square underscore 2. Then you have to getting some arguments. Then you have to return. This is your syntax, right? This
Yes.
is your syntax. And once you are trying to call, I cannot revise. You should practice Lakshmi Priya. So you can see here, this is the square root of 60. Same things I want to write into the lambda function. How can I write? I told that instead of DAF, you have to write lambda. You have to write lambda. Lambda function is an anonymous function. That means we no need to write the name of that function. So simply you have to omit the name of that function. So omit the name of function. No need to write any parenthesis. You can directly pass the arguments. You can see here, this is the lambda. You have to write lambda keyword, then argument. What is the argument here? X. So write the X, then colon. Then you have to write expression. What is the expression? This is the expression you are returning. Yeah. So you have to write this line of codes only. Simple. And same things you have to pass in this instead of this function. Got it? And then you have to pass the iterables. So what is the iterable items? We have a underscore list already iterables. Got it? A underscore list. A underscore list is a iterable. Same things you have to copy here, and you can execute here, and you can execute in list. You can execute in list. Got it? So you can see here. This is the way of writing lambda expression. And same things if you want to write in this is called what? List comprehension. List comprehension. Got it? Got it? Let's suppose I want to say like I want to tell same things I want to write here. Let's suppose there is this is I want to tell like you have to create so next question is next question is you have to create using this one second, I copy wrong statement actually. Okay, so my question is I want to create that set of that values x, y, which belongs to x belongs to z, and y belongs to z. So let's suppose z means any values, any list. So how can you write in your codes? Tell me. I want to create one set, XY set, the values of XY set, where X belongs to different different set and y belong to different set, or you can, so how can you write into the code? Tell me. Same statement, same this mathematical statement you want to write in. I want to see in your code. How can I write? Anyone? Hey man, you can things like I have already described. There is two things only. One is pipe and another one is belong. For pipe you have to write for loop, and for belong you have to write in simple, and you have to put into the list, because this is the list comprehension. So for this parenthesis you have to put for this line of codes you can simply put here, simply copy and paste. Okay, for pipe you have to write for, you have to write you have to write for, then here x. So for x you can write x, for belongs to you can write here in, then z is, let's suppose some another set of values. So set of values you can put into the sequence. Let's suppose that set of values is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, yeah, you are right, Venkat. Then then another one is because this all are belongings to same, because you can see here, this one, this x and y. So this for this pipe is for x, for this pipe is for x belongs to z also, and this pipe is for y belongs to z also. So you have to write again for loop, for you have to write again for keyword, because this for is for this for is for x belongs to 1, 2, 3. Then you have to write again for y belongs to z. Got it? You have to write again for y belongs to z. So how can you write here y then belongs to, that means in, and z means another set of items. Let's suppose this is 2, 3, 4. Okay, and if you want to store, you can store in any variable. I want to execute, you can see here, this is the 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Got it? Even though if you want to pass some condition also, you can pass condition. Let's suppose this is our condition. I want to x, y set of two numbers, but x belongs to y, x equals to y also. So you can pass some if condition also here. If I want to that values only where condition will be met if x equal y. So where x equals to y, 2 is equals to 2, 3 equals to 3, then only it will be given. So you can see here x equals y. So you can, once you execute, you can see here output will be 2, 2, 3, 3. Got it? Got it? So Lakshmi Priya, got it? Venkat, Sagar, Shate, Bharat.
Yes, Avdesh. I clear.
Why you are not attending a regular session? Yesterday you missed, I think.
Yes, I had a.
You have also. Don't say like.
Yeah, that's why.
If you want to learn something, you have to give some time.
Yes.
Sneha, any doubts? Sneha?
So one clarification.
Sneha,
Do
any
we
doubt?
need to place?
Sir,
Sorry?
I didn't understand this last concept, which if x equal to y, that part.
Okay, let me describe. I'm in a hurry. Okay,
Is
because
it like
from
random?
USA time.
Okay.
No, you can see here. Let me. I want to describe this concept tomorrow, but somehow I have some time, so that's why I describe.
Okay.
Let me describe once again. You can see here. Okay, you can see here.
Sir, until that,
This
if
is,
I understood that, x equal to.
No, so you can see here we have a x comma I want to make a set of some number where x belongs to another set and y belongs to another set. Okay, and I want to find only that number which is when the condition x equals to y. You can see here. So let's suppose you can see here. I want to remove this condition. I want to remove this condition. So you can say here, this kindly mute yourself, please. Mute yourself. Who is unmute? Please. Okay. So you can see here x comma y for x in 1 2 3 or for y in 2 3 4. Right. So it takes like a from 1 then 1 2. You know the set theory. It trying to mapping.
Yeah, combinations. Yeah, got it, sir.
First,
And
got this this is our mathematics in set. Have you, even though if you in your 10th class we have also set theory, 11th also we have a set theory. So what is the set theory? Is set like I want to create it one set. Okay, so let's suppose this is this is the bucket of apple. Okay, and this is the bucket of mango. This is the bucket of mango. Okay, so we have a different kind of so let's suppose this is the bucket of fruits. Sorry, I'm taking wrong examples. This is the bucket of fruit. In this bucket we have a apple, we have a mango, and we have a papaya, right? And in this bucket we have some sweets also. Okay, I want to make another bucket which is combination of this both items. Okay, so how can we take, like let's suppose I have to give some gift which should be combination of one fruits, one sweets. So there is 3 sweets and 3 fruits, so I will take one apple here. Okay, then comma another sweets like a gulab jamun. Okay, then mango, then another sweets, then same things, mango with gulab jamun, same combination I will try to make it. Okay, so we can see here we have a one set which is 1 2 3, and we have another set which is 2 3 4. I want to make some combination of that sets x comma y. So how can we make that? 1 2 1 comma 2 1 comma 3 1 comma 4. Okay, 2 comma 2 2 comma 3 2 comma 4. This is the another set. Then next set will be 3 comma 2 3 comma 3 and 3 comma 4. This is the sets. So you can see here this is the one set 1 comma 2 1 comma 3 and 1 comma. So this is the sets. Then you can say 2 comma 2 2 comma 3 and 2 comma 4. This is the set. You can say 3 comma 2 3 comma 3 and 3 comma 4. This is the set. In same set I want to apply some condition. I don't want to get all the sets. I want that set when x is equal y. So you can see here first values represent the x and this value the y. You can see here, you can think this is our x item and this is our y item. So this first values take from x item, x bucket, and this second values takes from y bucket, x comma y. Got it? So I want to apply that condition where x and y will be equal. So where x is y equal see here. You can see here this is 2, this is also x, and this 2 is from here. So x equal y, so it's satisfied here only. Got it? Got it, Sneha? So once I write any condition, if
Yes.
x equal y,
Yeah.
so you can say here this is the result. Got it?
Yeah, I got it, sir. Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
Okay, so we'll see. So even though we have some another, even though I will give some assignment also tomorrow. Okay, so how can you print some numbers, some exceptions? Okay, So we'll see tomorrow. Okay. Print number. Okay. So even though there is some concept also I criticized. You can see here. I will. Yeah. So we have a show the first letter each word. How can we do that? Print numbers of the given strings. We can see that. Okay. Print except numbers. We can see that. Okay. So let's suppose there are 5 apples and 2 orange. I want to print only numbers, which is so there are number of questions we can ask. We can ask. I will ask some number of questions like generally. Even though same statement, same questions, if you writing the codes in another language, it will take around 10 line of codes. But in Python, you can write only 1 line of codes. This is the beauty of Python. Same problems. If you want to go with the Java, you have to write at least 10 line of codes. Also, got it? So tomorrow we'll complete this concept. This is called OOPS concept. So we'll see OOPS introduction, object attributes. What is OOPS? Okay. Characteristics, parallelisms, what is class, what is object, okay. What is constructor, okay. What is methods, how can we create methods, okay. Why we need to create a class, okay. Then we'll see some OOPS concept, major OOPS concept. We'll see what is inheritance, okay. Then parent child class, okay. Then we'll see encapsulation, then polymorphism, okay. So we'll see in morning 6 a.m. Can you join? Got it? You have to join because I will not share any recording and anything. Because if you are not giving the time, I cannot give the time. Simple. For one day, I'm requesting you should join. Majorly, you in morning 6 a.m. everybody at home, you know. So now it's around 10:41. Even though I have to work some office work also. Okay. Because from USA time, it's around 12:39 p.m. Sorry, 1:11 p.m. So my office hour is going on. Got it? Thank you so much. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay.